Hello everybody and welcome into the SFA Season 14 Week 7 BearCave games. It's been another great week and we got an early morning game day for you guys. So as always, remember, if you can't catch us live, our VODs will be available a little bit later over on YouTube. And highlights will be available tomorrow from both BearCave and Game Day. Let me know if you can hear me before we get started. As always, this is the SFA. If this is your first time watching the stream, welcome in. It's an online dynasty ran through Discord, Twitch, and YouTube. It's never too late to join. You can join the Discord, claim a team, set depth charts, set playbooks, set schemes. You can hire coordinators, you can recruit players, and you can also participate in our fully functional sportsbook as well as our fully functional stock market system for the teams. It's a great community to join, really fun, so check it out. And if you are watching live, you may run into an ad or two, so if you want to drop a Twitch Prime, it is greatly appreciated, as all of the revenue from the Twitch channel does go back to you guys in forms of a national championship trophy and care package. Mother Tuck, welcome in, or Mother Tuck, welcome in. Let me know if you can hear me, just to make sure everything is good to go. In that care package, you do get stuff from Home Field, our friends over there. If you want to check it out yourself, you can use code SFA for 15% off your first purchases. And it's a very cool college apparel company. They focus on vintage designs, over 180 plus collections, not just football. They add all sorts of stuff from your favorite team, so check them out. And they are starting to do like NIL deals as well, so you can use our affiliate link and support your teams that way, and actually, you know, help pay your own players. But yeah, so we got BearCave today. If you don't know what BearCave is, we pick the 10 best games of the week, and we'll actually jump into the game, sim to the end to see if it's close, and watch the games unfold. And remember, after this game, we also have Game Day coming up, which is a big one in the SEC. Number 1 Oklahoma taking on LSU. Dave, let me know can you remind me when your game comes up, because I'm definitely not going to remember that. Teaser for college football released. If it's just the elephant, then, you know, it's not a teaser. It's a mascot, and we already saw the Buckeyes one. Like, I'm waiting for actually something real. Hey, Mears is back. Welcome in. Long time no see. I'm not gonna click it right now. I'll check it out after stream. But we're gonna jump into BearCave here. As always, if you want more content, check out Patreon or our Instagram, Simulated Football Association. Enough of the plugs. We will go into it. All right, let's get started here. We've got the MAC. We got Louisville and Ohio. So coach for Louisville, if you're here, I don't know your Twitch name, so let me know, heads or tails, kick or receive. Now let's give you guys a couple of seconds, and while we do that, let me go through the spread here. So for Louisville, it is a 3-point road favorite. They are undefeated in conference. And the over-under for this game is 50.5. And what we're looking for, the BearCave player prop, is the transfer fullback for Ohio, from Ohio State, Terry Tompkins. Will he score a touchdown today? That is the question. So I don't see them here. So we're just going to jump in. As always, I'll do heads and kick. And we'll see Coach Black. He has a new quarterback. And then Louisville, they obviously won the MAC last year. They've started out 3-0 in conference. So we'll see if they can get it done here. Got a little night game here in Ohio. A little MACtion at Peden Stadium. All right, so we really never seen Ohio. They do have quite a few SFA players, but they've just never been able to really get it done. And then Louisville, they are a new user, so they'll start having SFA players come next season, as he already has 2 4-star commits. So we're going to get started here in BearCave. Quick touchdown there for Louisville, and Ohio responds with a field goal. They are kind of controlling the ball, though, as they take the lead here at home. Louisville takes the lead. Ohio battling back, but they can't punch it in, and Louisville now has a 10-point lead headed into halftime. We're at 40 for the total, and now scoring starting to slow down. Ohio has to settle for some field goals, so we're sitting at 36, so under bettors are looking good here. This is looking to gear up to be a close game. Remember, we will jump in at that 2-minute mark, so we're going to go one play at a time now, and we got another punt here for Ohio. And they are running it here. This is Louisville. They got to stop them for a field goal. Will they be able to? No, they don't. So it does go back to a 2-score game. So we can't jump on in here quite yet. We'll see if Ohio can get a response. 27-16. Can Ohio knock them off? No, it looks like that was a turnover. And Louisville is going to close it out. So Louisville 27-16 here. As Wheeler got a touchdown. Nobody we really know from either of these teams, but it's always nice to get some exposure. It's Curtis Good, the senior quarterback. He does pretty well here, 233 and 2 touchdowns. Running the ball, Rashad Neal, 31 attempts, not a great average, but he does get 1 touchdown. And yes, this is a cover for Louisville. Louisville covers their 3-point favorite. Has got 2 touchdowns for Brady Thomas here. And on the defensive side, Matt Hardy and Jeff Davis leading tackles. Ton of TFLs here. In terms of sacks, we got 1 for Bates, who was injured earlier this year. And 3 interceptions today. That is not a good look for Ohio. A couple more deflections and no fumbles. Now for Ohio, this was Nolan Figgs. It looked like he left the game in the first quarter, the SFA player, and Chad Hunter ended up throwing 2 picks. Not a great day. He is a former Ohio State quarterback. Definitely has been very, very below expectations here, as this is not a good stat line. And Carlton Wheeler, the man who upset Kansas in overtime a couple years ago, gets a touchdown here. And did Terry Tompkins score a touchdown? No, he did not. So no touchdown there for Tompkins. And on defense, Broussard, SFA players and Carmichael and Fields Crook didn't do much. But Tom Broussard gets 5 TFLs, 2 sacks as well, and no interceptions and deflections. They did get a couple, and 1 forced fumble and a fumble recovery from Derwin Fields Crook. So that's going to do it for the first game here on BearCave today. And as always, I get the players of the game, so bear with me as I get the snips here. But player of the game was your kicker. Anytime your player of the game is the kicker, you're probably not having a great game, if we are being honest here. So Ohio can't get it done. All right, so we're going to move on. And remember, we kind of do a slow burn here on BearCave. We start out typically in the G5 with the with a little bit lesser known teams and some, we want to get everybody some exposure. And then we go to the big time games here in the second half. So now we're going to go to the Sun Belt. And this is normally a pretty good game, but we lost our UCF user. Southern Miss is still very good. They are in the race for the G5 auto bid into our 12-team playoff, as their only loss is to overtime against Illinois. So B-Dog, if you're here, let me know, heads or tails, kick or receive. This is a 9-point favorite for Southern Miss. And the over-under for this game is actually super low. It's 44.5. Remember, Southern Miss does run that triple option scheme, and we are looking for Tybo Rogers. He's the running back for Southern Miss. Will he get over or under 99.5 rushing yards? And those are the lines. And in terms of jerseys, he is a Patreon member, so let's go all gold versus blackout for UCF if they have it. Okay, so all gold for B-Dog here today. I guess we can't pick gold helmet, but we'll go all gold there. And then at home, we will go with the all black. Yes, Clemson losing is a big one. Now, we kind of last week have seen that some of the old dynasties starting to crumble, like Ohio State, Alabama, and now Clemson. It seems they picked up their third loss. So the two juggernauts knocks from like season 8 to season 13 in Clemson and Ohio State are now both at the 3-loss mark. So they definitely can both still make the playoff. But I think that we can officially say for the first time in 3 seasons, we're going to have a new number 1 seed in the playoff. It will not be Clemson. So that is very, very hype as we are here in Central Florida in the Bounce House. Southern Miss, the obvious favorite. And I don't see B-Dog here, so it's going to just be heads and kick. He's got Tybo Rogers, Quay Camaro, the SFA player. Ton of SFA players from both sides here. So let's get started here in the Bounce House. So we're going to see something crazy. Big start there for Southern Miss. They have been dominating lower competition all season long. This is really their first challenge since the Illinois game. As UCF, they always hang around with people, even though they're not very good on paper, as it's only an 11-point game here. As we head to the third quarter, UCF adds a field goal. You can't settle for field goals in these kind of games. You got to punch that in, as it's a 15-point game here, and Joshua Dobbs is intercepted. And is Southern Miss going to run away with this one? It does look like it, as they are going to dominate it here. We're not going to jump into this one, as Southern Miss proves their worth here. 42-15. There was a safety there at the end. Didn't impact the over-under, as Southern Miss almost hit the over by themselves. And Southern Miss got Tybo Rogers for 33 and another 3-yard run. We'll see if he hit that over-under mark or not. Fire up chips, natty bound. Yeah, turning it around, as we got Trey White, the new quarterback here for Southern Miss. They didn't know how he would play this year, taking over for D. Dowis, but it seems like he is doing just fine, as he throws it really well. And only 79 yards for Tybo Roger. So the under does hit there, but he does add 3 scores. Now receiving, they do have SFA player Xavion Luvu. He only got 1 catch today. And Bobby Joe, 12 pancakes. That's crazy. And on defense, Larry Toro up to 14 tackles today. A lot of TFLs. 1 sack here for Alex Duckett. 2 interceptions for Dwight Benson. And 1 for Curtis Blaylock, the SFA player. And a deflection there. Fumble. And, man, Dwight Benson, 2 interceptions. A forced fumble and a recovery. He may be up for Player of the Week, especially in the Sun Belt. As we look at Joshua Dobbs, not a great game for him today. He's had a couple of good games this season, but 48 completion percentage and 3 interceptions. Not going to get it done for you. And, yeah, I mean, Kason Moise is a new SFA player. And on defense, Rock Captain. The SFA reject gets 12 tackles. And you have a lot of TFLs, a couple of sacks here. No interceptions, and in terms of deflections, nothing crazy. So that's going to do it here from the Bounce House. Yeah, Southern Miss now 6-1. They because they lost to Illinois, they're really their only competition to this point. That's why they haven't been ranked. But nice thing like that. We'll see it. And the thing about the Sun Belt is it's all going to come down to Southern Miss or Coastal Carolina. So once those two meet, then we'll have a better idea of who is really a threat. But for now, they are up to 6-1. So we've yet to jump into a game here. That's all right. Quick BearCave is always good. And now we're going to go to a big one. We got Missouri at Oklahoma State, a very even matchup here in the Big 12. If you're here, Tribe, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive. I know he's taking a test, unfortunately, so we'll see. But in terms of what he wants, jerseys to be yellow helmet, white jersey, and yellow pants. All right. So let's see what kind of yellow helmets they've got here. Not seeing a lot of yellow. Gold Tiger, I like that one. And then we want yellow pants. Ooh, baby, that looks crispy. And then we'll just do the basic for them. All right, so heads or tails, kick or receive as we jump on in here. This is a push game, so remember, push games, you just pick the winner. There is no spread to talk about. And the over-under for this game is 47.5. And for the prop bets, we are looking specifically for Stequavius Gates passing touchdowns. Will he get 3 passing scores here today? He's been very good, the former 5-star recruit. Remember, this is a team that took TCU to their limits and actually beat Baylor. So I feel like Oklahoma State is a rather good team this season. They have to obviously hope that TCU stumbles a couple times if they want to win the division, as Missouri is also trying to get to bowl eligibility here, really taking this team out of the dumps that they've been in for the last 5+ seasons. So here we go from OK State. Missouri starts out with a touchdown. Oklahoma State gets a field goal, so a big start here for Coach Tribe. And nothing doing the empty possession there, but the defense continues to hold, and there's a touchdown after a turnover. So kind of Missouri just falling off of their own, and this is just getting ugly now. Missouri, it seemed like they had all the chances in the world, and they just keep stumbling here, and it doesn't look like it's getting any better. It was a slow start for OK State, but they are going to look to finish it here as they are going to punch this in. No, they are not, but it's 30-7 here for OK State, kind of making a statement here at home, as that's an interception for Hunter. This game is over, and not a great showing there for the Missouri Tigers, who started out quick. Yeah, that just didn't very, defensive score as well. Couple of passes from Stequavius Gates. It looks like only 2, so it doesn't look like he got that third one. Let's see. So Terrell Hunter, 1 and 3. We've seen a lot of interceptions thrown today. Cronin got over 100 yards, but no touchdowns. Sandro Londano, the leading receiver, and Caden Sanker gets 7 pancakes. Tyler McGee and Yaz Sussy both get above 10 tackles, and a decent amount of TFLs here. Only 1 sack, no interceptions, couple of deflections, and only 2 fumbles. One of them was recovered here. Now for Oklahoma State, let's take a look at their passing. Yes, Stequavius Gates only gets 2 passing touchdowns here today, and JP Battle, the redshirt freshman, does pretty well there. And yeah, they got the defensive score as well. Remember, no Tyrell Asher, so they still were able to get it done without their star receiver, as you got Terry Baker, Leonard Akana, the SFA player there. 2 interceptions here for Cobbs. May gets 1, and the deflection. Then obviously they had the fumble. 3 fumbles and 3 recoveries. This is just not good here. Let's take a look back at the rushing here for Missouri. See who these fumbles were on, because that was just 2 of them were Cronin, so then 1 had to be like a receiver. Yeah, that was you had a 7-0 lead, and you were looking pretty good, and then the turnovers just started filing in. 3 interceptions and 3 fumbles. Not a good game there for Missouri. Kind of just got away from them. Bit unfortunate there. All right, so we got to get our players of the game. Yeah, sometimes just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. All right, so next up, we continue on here, and we've got, going back to the Sun Belt, we got Coastal Carolina and Arkansas State. So a lot of G5 games today. We've yet to jump into a game here, as Coastal remains perfect, and Arkansas State has been rather surprising. So, Trog, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. Welcome in, Kripa. Let me know if you are a coach and what your name is so I know who you are. Otherwise, if you're a first-time viewer, welcome in. As we are headed to Arkansas State to take a look at CJ Irons, the top scoring offense in the country. Kick if you win the toss. Awesome. So this is a 7.5-point favorite for Coastal. And terms of that over-under, trying to find it here, it's going to be 62.5. And we are specifically looking at Arkansas State. Is their SFA defensive end, Maxidro Sue, going to get a sack? All right, tails and kick is what he's wanting today. No, did not win the toss, and they are going to receive, so they're going to let you kick anyways. As we are off here in Arkansas State, can Coach K get a really a marquee win as they are holding CJ Irons off the scoreboard? We don't see that too often, and here comes the scoring. 10-0 here. Arkansas State battles back, but Coastal, they just score too fast, and it's a 24-7 game here to start as CJ Irons and the defense actually holding up incredibly well against this Arkansas State team. So normally that's the scary part. Remember, lowest amount of points Coastal has scored this year is 42. So we'll see if they break that. An interception there for the defense. Are they going to add to this scoring? And it doesn't look like they will. So I guess Arkansas State gets a bit of a moral victory as they hold Coastal to only 38 points. As it was a big second quarter there at 3 touchdowns for CJ Irons, and then they kind of just coasted in the second half. CJ Irons doing his thing, 3 TDs, only 280 pass yards. AJ Samuel, 111 yards, a touchdown. Same with CJ Irons. And receiving, Donovan Swanson, the leader, AJ Samuel in the backfield. So glad he's not hurt. This team was special last year, and then he got hurt, and it kind of, fell off from there. But this year it looks like they are actually pretty decent. DeMar Moon, the SFA player, leading this defense. Decent amount of TFLs. And did Maxidro Sue get a sack? Well, we'll have to wait for Arkansas State. But 2 interceptions here, 3 deflections, and a forced fumble and recovery for Colin Smith. Jacoby Diaz, the transfer from San Jose State, he got a touchdown and 2 interceptions today. Not his best day. Eddie Wilkins, the SFA reject, got a touchdown and 111 yards. And through the air, Dunbar, the tight end, got a touchdown here. And this is a team that was, very, very bad last year after losing Chet Doge. So adding guys like Maurice Circlebach and Maxidro Sue have really helped. And no sacks here today for Sue, unfortunately, so that prop does not hit as well. The props never hit, man. I try to give you guys good props, and they just continue to not hit, unfortunately. Sue came into this game with 4.5 sacks in 4 games, so I felt like he had a chance. But that's going to end that game as well. So still haven't jumped in to watch any of these. That's quite all right. Morning game day. Would like to get to the game day sooner rather than later. And who knows, man, if it's because if BearCave goes by fast today, then I might be able to do recruits before I go to work. So that would be pretty cool. As now we're going to the Sickos game of the week, and this is a true Sickos game, as we have perhaps the worst team in the country. And for some of you old heads, this will shock you. But yes, the worst team in the country is very likely to be SMU. They are so bad. 0-6 on the year. They're battling LA Tech, who got their first win of the season last week, I believe. Or maybe it wasn't last week. But Coach Keat, let me know if you... Coach Keat, let me know if you're here and whether you want to kick or receive. Yeah, LA Tech. But yeah, LA Tech's still pretty bad as well. They've completely fallen off. These are 2 teams who have used to battle for the auto bid for the Conference USA Championship, right? So definitely a weird situation here. So I don't see him in chat, so it's going to be heads and kick, and I'm going to go with the away team like usual. So we'll see. Can SMU do something crazy? They're averaging 12.2 a game. Now, I will say I put down a 10,000 coin wager on LA Tech today. So I think I put it on the cover as well. I don't remember for sure. And this game is an LA Tech 3.5 point favorite. And the over-under for this game is 40.5, which is incredibly low. And the BearCave player props for this one is Will Crawdad Sutherland, the SMU SFA player who was heartbroken by his girlfriend a couple of weeks ago in the front page stories. Will he get a interception? It's LA Tech. Stop it with the La Tech. That doesn't make any sense. People from Louisiana are ridiculous. So heads and kick. Here we go. I always get roasted for how I say LA Tech, but it's clearly LA Tech. It's nobody's gonna say La Tech. It's not the Tech. They're not Ohio State out here. All right, next quarter, here we go. Can Key get another big win? It doesn't look like we're getting a lot of scoring. LA Tech gets a 3-point lead here. SMU, can they battle back? They add 3 points themselves. They take the lead. Of course they do. Oh no, this is bad. Of course, I bet against SMU, and of course, this is where I lose all my coins. This is terrible. LA Tech, what are you doing? Oh my god. I just lost so many coins. This is terrible. You know, Key, I don't like you as much this time. I can't believe it. I just lost so many coins on that. 33-3. I'm sick. What did you do? That was just unfathomable. I guess Maurice Carey, did he get hurt? I don't know if he's the quarterback, but Matt Love comes in and it completely changes the game. The 68 overall quarterback. This just is not fair, man. Oh, man, I am so salty over this. Yeah, that is a womp womp. It's not as bad as Vandy though, who bet 40K on the cover, man. I saw him bet that, and it took everything in me not to laugh out loud. Yeah, all my money down the drain. But you know what? I do have a parlay for the same game parlay today that is I'm feeling like is going to it's gonna hit for 100K. So I'm feeling good about it. I have another one where I should make up some of these losses. No, I have not seen the trailer. I'll check it out after all the streams. We'll see if it's any good. As Frank Bright ruins my life here. Only 54 yards. What are you doing? Ben Carter, a fullback, leads the way. This is ridiculous. Coach Key is public enemy number 1 after this. Like, what is he doing? 5 TFLs here for these guys. Decent showings on the line. But yeah, it was just 3 points is all you get, man? Like, what are we doing? Oh, I'm so salty. All right, so the first half of BearCave, and you guys are, I guarantee, overhyping this trailer. I'm sure it's pretty dog shit, but we'll see. We'll see. Well, I'll give you EA a chance, as the old games are good. So maybe they didn't screw it up like Madden. We'll see. All right. So moving on now. And we got that Patreon game of the week. This week it is Boise State at Oregon. So Dave, let me know if you're here. And Dune, if you're here. Dune gets priority on the heads and tails kick or receive. But what uniforms was it that you wanted, Dave? So for this game, it is 9.5 point favorite. And we are for the over-under. This over-under is 53.5. And we're specifically looking for Sterling Charbonneau receiving yards, the tight end for Boise State. Will he hit over or under 49.5? We got yellow helmet, green shirt, yellow pants. So a true Duck uniform is what we're going for. You love to see it. And I don't... Haydoon, are you here? Heads or tails? Kick or receive? No. So we'll just go heads and kick for him. All right. Boise State definitely has been a bit of a surprise this year. Oregon, on the other hand, kind of a low light. They had a fantastic comeback against BYU on Watch Party a few weeks ago. So we'll see if they can finally show that they can win on BearCave. I think all of their losses have been on BearCave this year. So we'll see if they can get it done against a Boise State team who's been a bit troublesome. Cam is the Akron coach. Got it. So we're going to go heads and kick, as you see Sal Easton there. We're in Autzen Stadium, or however you pronounce it. You said green helmet, yellow jersey, right? Or did I know? Oh, okay. I just went dyslexic on the jersey uniform. Okay. The complete reverse. And no, Boise, no! Oh, God. Oh, Oregon. Dude, Oregon, why can't they do anything on BearCave? Oregon! Score! Please! You're a 16 overall favorite. Dude, they're down 18. What is happening? Oregon, Oregon, Oregon. Come on. Oregon! Please, Oregon, come back. Please, Oregon, come back. It's an interception! Come on. Oregon, please, 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 please. I need this so desperately. You're part of my big brain bets. No. Throw another pick. Throw another pick. Oh my God, Oregon. What are we watching here from Oregon? Okay, a quick score. This game is not going away. The over has been absolutely shattered as Sterling Charbonneau is just going crazy. And okay, they have the rock. Remember, it's 2 scores. I can't jump in yet unless they get a touchdown or a field goal. Are they going to score? They do. All right, so we're going to watch it play out. They're going to go for 2 here. 30 seconds left here for Oregon. Trying to make a desperate comeback here at home. Sal Easton, he has some time and goes for it. And they're going to call him short. I thought he was going to get it there, but no. All right, onside kick time. Can Oregon get it back? That's a bouncer, and no. Boise State picks it up, but they do have all 3 timeouts, so this game is not over. They still have all 3 timeouts. First down wins the game here for Boise State. Zach Maynard under center. Handoff here, and they hand it off. I guess Sterling Charbonneau is your starting running back? I had no clue. There's no way they have Sterling back there. They do. Why is he running the ball? Big brain call, I guess, as the victory formation comes out, and Boise State gets an insane upset over Coach Dave. Yeah, Nick's just sitting there watching my bets. I've just lost back-to-back games. I've lost 15,000 coins. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. 3rd and 15. Oh, I'm so salty. I'm just 15K down the drain. My safe parlay, that always happens. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep Oregon off of BearCave. I had 17K in cash, and now I have to rely on my desperation, like, same game parlay. And that is gonna do it as Boise State shocks the world as they continue to be pretty good this year. Definitely have bull intentions at this point. Man, that is so salty. I am so sorry, Dave. Not a good game there. Boise State comes in on the road, gets a crazy win. Sometimes, man, these lower rated teams just play pretty well. Yeah, this is a result that will kill, kill anyone's bear cave. The uniform mishap. Oh yeah. I apologize. The dyslexic reading. I would like to blame this on being colorblind, but I don't think I can get away with that excuse on this one. But I thought the green was yellow and the yellow was green. Yeah, no, I can't even get away with that one. All right, so I mean, it was a great start here for Boise, and then like you're up 21-0, and then all of a sudden, it's so hard to come back. They almost did it. It was kind of like the BYU game where it seemed like it was all BYU all day long, and they finally came back. Zach Maynard had a career day. Sterling Charbonneau, I guess, is now the starting running back after he has 3 injuries to running backs, and Charbonneau did hit the over on the passing yards at least, so we'll take that. Is Scott Edwards went over 180. A lot of decent TFLs, and we're just waiting for Oregon once Dave gets cracking in the recruiting game and stuff, man. Oregon is going to be good. As Sal Easton, he had a good game today. Remember, he has 1 more year of eligibility, hoping he does come back. Bo Jackson averaged 5 a game. Like, they had an okay day on offense. Unfortunately, the defense just did not put their best foot forward today. Only a couple of TFLs, 2 total sacks, 1 interception, and a couple of deflections. Those are definitely some missed opportunities. All right, so we got a couple of upsets here in a row, and I'm now 15K coins lighter. My portfolio's not doing the hottest, I don't think. So, because Cincinnati lost. That was a crazy upset as well. If you did not watch Cincinnati take on Charlotte, make sure to check out the VOD when it's posted, because that game was definitely insane. It was a great game. If you like triple option offense, watch that game. Is Hayden, your Boise State, right? Hayden? Congratulations, big time win there. As we now move on to the right side of the graphic, these are typically dubbed as the best games of the week, and we are going to keep it in the Pac-12 over here as another absolutely team out of left field. Oregon State having a year. So let me know, heads or tails, kick or receive. Damien, if you're here, I know you have been here a little bit here and there today. This is an 8-point favorite for Washington. And the over-under for this game is 49.5. And we're specifically looking at Dominique Bentley, the running back for Washington. Will he get over or under 125 yards today? Tails, and would you like to kick or receive, Damien? See ya, Dave. Tails and kick. All right. So this is a Washington team that has a few big wins. I mean, they beat Buffalo. So we'll see if they can do something crazy today. So he wants to kick here. And Coach Tuck over at Oregon State, remember, he's one of those few guys who actually found success in the tampering. He's gonna have a quarterback coming in next season. So things are looking up here for Coach Tuck. And we'll see if they can get a monster upset here if we keep the upset train rolling today. And so far, Washington, man, after the first quarter, they're struggling a little bit. Let's see if they can pull away. This is definitely a hard-fought game. One of the hardest places to play in the Pac-12 is in Corvallis. So only a 10-3 game, very low scoring. Under bettors are loving this as we're into the third quarter. Washington does go up by 2 scores. Can they finish the job? They are currently covering that 8-point spread. And it's looking like Washington is going to finish them off here. So not a great offensive performance here for Oregon State, but their defense definitely hang around, and Washington continues to dominate everybody in their path. Now the question is, did Bentley get it? So Bryson Ford, the sophomore, we thought that Washington was going to kind of fall off because the guy who is deemed as the next man up, Rayshon Gloop, transferred away because of a broken promise. Now they got Bryson Ford, and he is running to perfection as you got Dominique Bentley getting the over on his rushing yards. He got 156, no touchdown today for him. And Daryl Bain, man, has a couple NCAA records in receiving, only got 2 catches today. On defense, you've got a couple guys over 10 tackles, quite a few TFLs here. 1 sack for Paris Hancock, no interceptions, and deflection-wise, you got 1 deflection and no forced fumbles. And, just a very good day of offense. Probably was insane on third downs. And Brent Perkins, 5 of 20. There it is. The defense was just on point as they couldn't run the ball either. This is just not a great day here for Oregon State. Only 3 guys with catches. And that's not going to win you a lot of games with that offensive output. And their defense did play pretty well, I will say. Got a couple of deflections. Those are typically some missed opportunities. And 3 fumbles. So they had a lot of opportunities. They just couldn't capitalize on any of them. So Washington continues. And I'm going to go far as say is I think they're the best one-loss team in the country right now. I keep ranking them that way. And they continue to win incredibly tough games. Oregon State, 4-1, they are no slouch. So Washington now definitely controls their own destiny in the division. And it's looking like we may be on a collision course for Washington and Arizona. Now, Arizona keeps struggling and escaping in overtime. So we'll see if they can keep it up. So now as we continue here on BearCave, now we're going to the SEC. We got some good games today here. We've got, obviously, our game day. This will be a little bit later. But we've got Rex Beavers and Georgia here. 2 teams who already have 2 losses. So picking up that 3rd loss, you definitely can't afford. So, Skook, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. As we've got Rex Beavers. This is a team that took down Tennessee last week. They are a 2.5-point road favorite. And this over-under is going to be 56.5. Now, on the props today, we're going to see, is Lachey Phantom, he's playing safety for him, will he get over 5.5 tackles today? Now, we're back here in the rain. This is where Texas A&M was able to throttle Tennessee. So, I don't want to say throttle, but they took care of them at home. So we'll see if the rain helps them again, helps the Rex Beavers Heisman campaign, or will Georgia and quarterback Dickweed, will he be able to get Georgia back into the, really back into the playoff race? So A&M starts out with a touchdown, and Georgia gets 3 points. Remember, these SEC games are so difficult. You got to win every single one you can. 14-6 here, and Texas A&M scoring touchdowns. Georgia's settling for field goals. That's how you lose games if you're Georgia here at home. As A&M goes up 22 here in the 3rd quarter. Georgia does get 1 back. This is looking great for Beaver ball, but it's an interception for Rex Beavers. Are they going to give up a critical score? They do. Now it is, oh my, the kick return. We were about to jump in because it was going to be a 1-score game, but then Lachey Phantom, the SFA player, returns it for 99 yards. Oh my. So a massive play there from an SFA player. So now we got to see if Georgia can get back in this. And here they come. Remember, we don't jump in unless it's a one-score game. Are they going to score here? 4th and 2. Can they get in? No, they don't. So A&M takes over. They're going to maintain the 2-score lead, and they are going to run out the clock. A crazy win there for A&M. They cover, and the under, I think, is still hits by a point. What a game there for A&M as they continue. They're now 5 and 2 as Percy Knox continues to play pretty well. Lachey Phantom, obviously a critical touchdown there. What a game for Rex Beavers. He had 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. And now that's another juggernaut team. Georgia potentially going down. All of these CPU teams having bad years. Percy Knox gets into the end zone twice. And Ray Woods, one of the leading receivers in the country, held to 1 catch for 5 yards. So being able to find other ways to win. Corey Patterson in the middle there. 3 TFLs for Jackie Knight, the SFA player. 1 sack for Curtis. No interceptions here today. And for tackles, we got to check out Lachey Phantom. Where is he? Lachey, he only got 4, so the under hits on the tackles, even though he got that critical game-winning interception. They did get a fumble from Dale Campbell. And now we'll check Georgia and Dickweed. The Dickweed experience has not worked as they are now 3 and 3. He had to throw the ball 54 times, and I guess they just couldn't really get the running game going today. And Caleb Broussard, SFA player, leads in receiving. SFA player Sonic Van Eagle, the in-game recruit, he gets 48 yards. And on defense, Bert Osborne, the SFA guy, leads in tackles. TFLs, the brother of Jose, Fernando Jose, gets 3 TFLs. He did not commit to ECU, who's number 2 in that race. Khalil Reeves, SFA player, gets sacked. And Tanner Leonard gets an interception. Keelan Carroll, the SFA guy, a couple of deflections. And that will do it here from Athens. So some big results here today. Some crazy upsets. Some teams really starting to separate themselves from the rest of the pack. Interesting things are ahead. And man, big time win there for A&M as they still have to face Oklahoma, as they still have to face Texas. So they really got to win as many of these tough games as possible. Bolster that resume as highly as they can, because they're looking at an at-large bid most likely, is like their only chance. So 2 games left here on BearCave, and we're going with Pittsburgh and Notre Dame next. So Coach Crew, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. I am so hyped to have a decent Pittsburgh, and they got to face Notre Dame, 4-1. Yeah, I think OK State is decent as well. I really think that they're pretty good. Tails and kick, awesome that you're here. It is a 3-point home favorite for Notre Dame. And if we look at the over-unders, it is 53.5. And we're looking for the prop bet. Corbin Hodges, the SFA tight end, the SFA reject for Pittsburgh. Will he get a touchdown? He's had some crazy sim stats so far, so we'll see if he can continue to be a standout. And I can't wait to see if any SFA rejects end up winning or end up getting like a freshman All-American or something like that. As the number 4 defense in the country coming in. Pittsburgh, remember, their only loss is to East Carolina, and they are the only team thus far this season who's really kept it close. So we'll see if they can handle Notre Dame, who's Notre Dame's loss to or win against Clemson doesn't seem as good now as Clemson continues to fall off a little bit. No, Georgia is a CPU team, but they get a lot of SFA players because of in-game recruiting. They're one of the juggernauts in recruiting, and so those the highlighted players we show every week, they get a lot of those. As Pittsburgh does tie it up here, not getting blown the doors off, as Notre Dame is looking strong here today. Notre Dame, but Pittsburgh hanging around. Jaws Patterson hanging in there. So we head to the second half. Can Pittsburgh, they get They tie it up. Notre Dame, though, they score. You can't go back down 2 scores. As we're heading to the 4th quarter, there's about to punch it in, and they do. All right, so we got a barn burner going here in South Bend. Remember, we'll jump in at the, on 4th and 2, they couldn't get into the end zone. Stuffed at the 1 for Pittsburgh, unfortunately. And will we get a safety? No, they get out of their own end zone. So we're going to go play by play now. Is Notre Dame does have the ball, and they get a big play there. Another throw, some negative yards, and now we got 4th down. Are they going to hit the field goal? No, it's no good. So remember, we'll jump in at the 2-minute mark. Pittsburgh does have the ball, and they don't do anything with it. So now Notre Dame's going to have it again. Remember, we don't jump in till the 2-minute mark as they are driving once again. Here we go. 3rd and 6 on the 38-yard line. Notre Dame coming out. They have the chips. They can win this game. Both teams have all their timeouts. Stevens dumps this one off short. Can he get the first? No, he goes down short. So decision time for the Fighting Irish. And they are going for it here, folks. Going for it for Notre Dame. Can they keep the drive alive? Out of field goal range, they do a jet sweep. Can they stop him? Yes, what a play from the safety. He comes down, gets him in the backfield, and Notre Dame takes over. It was Matt White. A massive stop here for the Pitt Panthers. You love to see that. Man, I'd love to see a good Pittsburgh. And here comes Jaws Patterson and company. You got Keontae Duckett, the SFA player, bottom of your screen. You got Corbin Hodges as well, the tight end. So we'll see what they can do. Jaws, he has some time. Remember, he is a lefty. As he dumps that one off, only gets about 2. And that's Vernon Sapp. We have 2 games left here in BearCave J Jettas. And they're throwing that one deep to the sky, and it's dropped by Sapp. Remember, Josh Patterson, he's one of those guys who's very careful with the ball, very accurate. He has an interception today, which is pretty uncharacteristic of him. So a 3rd and 8 now. Pittsburgh trying to keep the drive alive. As it's going to be a screen. He does get it off here. Can they get the first? No, they don't. Joel Davidson can't quite get there. So Notre Dame takes back over. So will we see a fake punt? We saw one last week for Western Kentucky. It didn't work out too well. No fake punt here. So Notre Dame getting the ball back with 2 timeouts. Pittsburgh probably playing for overtime. Jason Harvey gets 11. Well, welcome in. There really hasn't been much to talk about in BearCave, as this is only the 2nd game we're jumping into. We have seen some upsets today. SMU taking down LA Tech. Boise taking out Oregon. As Stevens has all the time in the world, and it's about to run out. He breaks a sack. He's still going. He throws it deep, and it's overthrown. Obviously, the flags are coming in for offensive pass interference. As any time you run these screen passes, they get way too far downfield, as that is going backwards. What a ridiculous play. Notre Dame can't believe it, but you know, we all know you can't do that on those mid screens. So 1st and 20 now. They keep going backwards. Pittsburgh feeling good now. As they're running another screen pass, and they tried to jump it. CJ Siegel, he goes down the backfield. Kendrick tried to jump that. That would have been an incredible interception. So 2nd and 23 now. Not the best drive here for Notre Dame, as they just continue to go backwards. Minute left here. They're going to keep throwing it. As Stevens, he does yam that to the corner. It's caught. What a great throw. Oh, he stumbles on man. Breaks a tackle. 1st down, Notre Dame. John Black with an incredible 28-yard gain. I'm sick. That was the play of the week. What an insane pitch and catch there. The drive is alive. Notre Dame, and they get the hit here for 5. But I still can't believe it. You have them in, what was that, 2nd and 23, and you give up a 28-yarder? He gets the contested catch, breaks a tackle. Oh my gosh, what a crazy play. Yeah, this is a great game brewing. 47 seconds left, 2nd and 5. They bring a blitz, dump that off, and that's going to be another first down. Larry Alexander. Now, remember, they didn't go for the field goal last time around the 35, so that typically means they don't have the best kicker. So we'll see what happens here. Remember, they only have 1 timeout left. Bringing only 4 again. They get to him this time. He goes down. Warren Stevens sacked for 6. That's Rafi Spriggs, the SFA player. So they hurry it up now. Only 23 seconds left. Not too many opportunities left here. Stevens holding on for the ball again. Yams it downfield, and it's almost intercepted. Matt White had it in his arms. Steven has been very careless with the ball here on this drive, but it works there. So 3rd and 16 now. Definitely too far out of field goal range, so they might just try a few yams here. Stevens, he has time. Dumps that one off quite short. They bring him down right at the 50 as Notre Dame uses their final timeout. And they are going to bring out the punt team because 8 seconds is a little bit too much to try a Hail Mary. So it looks like they're just going to try to pin them deep and play for overtime. As the punt comes out. All right. We're going to get a punt return, and this is going to be the final play. He breaks a tackle, and he goes down. So we've got free football here in South Bend today as Pittsburgh and Notre Dame, both number 12 and number 13, battle it out. Crew, if you're here, heads or tails, defense or offense? Heads or tails, defense or offense? Hopefully we get a response quickly. Tails and defense. All right. I like the decision there from Notre Dame to punt it away instead of trying the Hail Mary, because if it only takes like 5 seconds, then you're kind of screwed, right? So Notre Dame will get the ball first here. Pittsburgh elected defense. Something that the 49ers should have done the Super Bowl, as Stevens holds on to it here and runs over a man. Grant Day for 8. So last time we saw Notre Dame in an overtime game, it was against Clemson a couple of weeks ago, but that game ended up not counting. So on record, the last overtime game was back in the Season 12 playoff against Clemson. The last time we had an 8-team playoff, as he overthrows it and underthrew him. Tawny Stevens drops the pick. That's the second drop pick by the secondary. It looked like he was going to get it right over him, but Stevens' arm power was not looking good there. So a critical 3rd down here for Notre Dame in the first frame of overtime. They're going to hand it off here. No, Stevens keeps it, and he gets the first down. All right, 1st and 10 here. They can still get a first down inside the 1 without scoring. Man in motion. And quick option, they're not going to get it. So defense comes through, going backwards, as that was Clooney Bolton, the SFA player. Not really known for his play in the backfield. He's definitely much more of a cover guy. But very good play there. 2nd and 14 now. As they are playing very off on defense here, as they do a delayed draw. So continuing to go backwards as we get a flag. Wonder what this flag is. And continue to back Notre Dame up, just like in regulation, as Josh Miller, the left guard, is going to put them in a 2nd and 29 scenario. Now remember, just a few moments ago, this team was in a 2nd and 28, and they converted, or 2nd and 23. So we'll see if they can convert yet again. They need a touchdown, or to at least get inside the 1. So 2 plays here. Stevens, they bring a blitz, a free blitzer. They're continuing to go backwards. 3rd and 37 here in overtime. Pittsburgh's defense coming through as they are likely now knocked out of even field goal range here. Not good for Notre Dame. This crowd is completely silent. They are in shock as now they got to get a touchdown. They do run a screen pass, seeing if they can get back into field goal range. A broken tackle, and he goes out of bounds. He loses more yardage. So yeah, here we go. They got to go for it. So 4th and 38, you got to get a touchdown. Not too many plays in the playbook for this one. They're going to run a screen pass, and he gets sacked. No points today here for Notre Dame in OT. I don't think we've ever seen a team go backwards that much. Clipping, we got a sack, and then a screen pass, and then a sack. Never had a chance. So any points here for Pittsburgh wins the game. Just a crazy turn of events here as now Pittsburgh's going backwards. Oh man, are we gonna see an epic clash of defenses? Remember, I don't know how good Pittsburgh's kicker is. They may be out of field goal range right now. Jaws, he keeps it here. He's gonna run, and he goes out. Oh! Are we sure that wasn't a fumble? Oh my, they almost just got bailed out. How is that not a fumble? It went backwards. I guess he threw it off of a helmet or something. It looked like a fumble. So 3rd and 14 now. Pittsburgh's not having a good overtime frame either as he yams it to the end zone. 101, and it's tipped away. James Wright. So will they bring out the field goal team? Yes, they will. So they're going to attempt to win it here. It's going to be a 46-yarder from the center hash. Can Pittsburgh walk it off here? The kick is up, and it is no good. We've going to double OT. It had the leg, but it was just wide left. If you check in on some games around the country, you've seen those already. This game is incredible. So Pittsburgh misses the easiest opportunity of their life, and now we got to flip the field, and they got to do it again. 24-24 here. Remember, if you don't know the old overtime rules, they don't use new overtime, so it's the same thing. Extra points involved as we're going to get another sack. No, Jaws, he breaks away, and he goes down. Just an incredible game here between Notre Dame and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, let's see if they can score as they're going to run this one, and they almost breaks through with Edwards. 3rd and 7. Remember, these teams are really battling out who's going to be the second team to really challenge Buffalo. As Jaws Patterson, corner blitz, open man's touchdown, Pittsburgh! The extra point. Just a perfect call with the corner blitz. You see a corner blitz, you just throw it that way. The safety couldn't get over there in time. So now Notre Dame, you got to score a touchdown. Anything less, and Pittsburgh wins another one. So we'll see if they can stop going backwards here. Notre Dame, and dumps that off over the middle. Broken tackle. And they're going to get inside the 10 here. So Notre Dame trying to tie this one up pretty quickly. As they bring a blitz, it's picked up here. Stevens on the run, dumps it off. Can he get there? And he gets pushed out at the 2. That's Dan Jolly. So 2nd and goal here now for Notre Dame, trying to tie it up, send us to a 3rd frame. Handoff, and the easy touchdown there for Notre Dame. Extra point will tie it. So Notre Dame ties this game up. So third overtime frame. Now each team has to start going for 2 points after every touchdown. So Notre Dame here. 31-31 now, our third OT frame. So this is tied for the longest game of the season, as we haven't had anything go past 3 overtimes, as that one goes negative again. Justin Smith. Michael Johnson in the backfield. 2nd and 12 now here for Notre Dame. Bunch formation here for Stevens. 2nd and 12. All-out blitz here. He floats it and overthrows his man. Stevens continues to make some errors in the pass game. That could have been a massive play. So 3rd and 12 now. Big chance for Pittsburgh to get off the field. 5 wide. We're empty. Notre Dame, 3-man rush to the end zone, and it's intercepted! Pittsburgh takes over. So no opportunity to even a field goal now. They finally take one of these away. These deep balls from Stevens that have just hung up there. So we're back in the same scenario. Any score for Pittsburgh wins them the game. So 1st and 10, they aren't just going to run it here with Patterson. He goes to the outside, breaks a tackle, and he gets a block. Oh, what a move! He walks it off! Jazz Patterson for 25, and Pittsburgh wins the game! 37-31. What a move there from Jaws Patterson to walk it off. Look at this play. A broken tackle breaks Brown's tackle, gets a block, and whoop! Down the sideline. Touchdown, Pitt Panthers. Shades of Denard Robinson, the OG Pitt quarterback here in the SFA. What a game, man. That's going to dominate the highlight video for BearCave this week. An absolute classic here in South Bend. Notre Dame, once again, on the losing end of one of these games. Great stuff for Coach K. Jaws Patterson walk-off. It should have ended in the first overtime frame, but you know what? They got lucky. They stuck to their guns. And the defense for Pitt, man. How about that? So we got one more game here in BearCave before we hop on over to game day. Yeah, you got the block and then just a terrible attempt there. What a game, man. What a game. That was beautiful. Now I'm all aboard the Pitt hype train, man. Come on, Pitt. I love Jaws Patterson. Take down the evil Buffalo. All right, so as we take a look here, and they got a fumble in the end zone. And then the fourth quarter tied it up, and the rest was history. Triple OT as Jaws Patterson, 17 of 38, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception today, and then on the ground he had 2 as well, 88 yards for him. Great game for Jaws Patterson, legacy moment. Keontae Duckett only got 51 yards. And on defense, a lot of TFLs. I mean, they just kept going back and back and back. Rafi Spriggs, the SFA player, gets one. Matt White with that critical interception. Missed a lot of opportunities earlier in the game, but they came through when it mattered the most. As Warren Stevens gets 2 touchdowns, he was really playing hero ball there at the end. The offensive line was giving him no help. The running game was giving him no help. And Alexander and Jolly really played very well. And how about that play from Black, man? That might be one of the plays of the week. I know they didn't win, but John Black, the freshman, man, that was incredible. And on defense, TFLs, John Crimson, the SFA player, gets 3 TFLs. You got 1 sack here from Jonathan Butler, interception from James Wright, couple of deflections, and a forced fumble. Now, I forgot what the BearCave prop for this game was. It was Corbin Hodges anytime touchdown. So let's see if he did score. I don't think he did. No, he didn't. Corbin Hodges didn't even record a catch today. Boo. All right, well, what a game there as Pittsburgh gets the dub. Big time moves there. As you look at our players of the game, Deshaun Fellows. I think he got Deshaun Fellows, if I'm not mistaken, from the transfer portal as well. From North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's how that happened. I don't know, but Coach Crew, I'm so glad his team is finally paying off here. Teams like Maryland, teams like, Pitt finally being good. They stick with it. Really great to see. It proves that the SFA formula does work. As we've got one more game here in BearCave this week, and we're going to the Big 12. Nebraska at Iowa State. This game very likely could be for the division. So, Coach Chewy, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. As we get on into it, this is a 4-point favorite for Nebraska on the road. And the over-under for this game is 58.5. Welcome in, Logan Radke. This is going to be a massive game for the division. And we're here at Jack Trice. And if you're looking for what we're looking for the BearCave player prop, this is a big one. Is Nebraska is all 3 of their top receivers. We know them very well from their national championship run. Dallas Johnson, Arian Green Davis, and Washiko Johnston. Will they all 3 get a touchdown? If they do, it's plus 800. So we'll see if any of you guys bet on that one. No can do. I cannot mess around with the BearCave formula. Otherwise, I'll get whiners, unfortunately. So heads and kick. Enjoy the jump, but yeah, I can't, unfortunately. I'm not going to watch any plays unless it's close at the end. So here we go, and a quick touchdown. You're glad I didn't watch that, as Iowa State starts out with an absolute banger, and this game is all gas and no breaks, as we've got a ton of scoring here in the first quarter, and Iowa State takes a 2-score lead, a 3-score lead for Iowa State. They're making a statement here at home in front of the Ames Iowa fans. 35-21 here at halftime. Can they keep it going? 42 for the Cyclones. I love the Cyclones, man. And here they come. Fourth quarter. Can Nebraska make a comeback? This team is insanely talented. They just need to get a stop, and they can't do it. And an interception by Charisma Mukaida. 56! Nebraska. On your dome, Nebraska, 56-28. Boom! That is shades of Kiko Strong and the old Ron offense here for Iowa State, just absolutely blowing them to smithereens. And let's see, first play. Okay, Logan. As always, I am right. If we would have watched the first play, Kennard Sellers would have gotten like a 2-yard gain. Kennard Sellers, first play, 75 yards. You're welcome. As we've got Horn with a fumble recovery in the end zone. Kennard Sellers again. Jamal McKinley. Jenkins getting a 70-yard bomb. You got Bird. Dallas Johnson, okay, he got 2 touchdowns there. He got a third. He was hogging on him all game, and it doesn't look like all 3 players scored. No, it wouldn't have worked. You're glad I didn't. As Julius Swain, man, he gets 3 interceptions, and it looks like the Nebraska redemption story is going to have to wait a little bit longer, as Joel McKinley did go over 120, and Dallas Johnson, he stole all the touchdowns here. As Washiko Johnson only got 3 catches. Arian Green Davis held without to 1 catch as well, and the defense just got absolutely creamed, if we're being honest. Doug Duthie didn't do much, and, defense, no turnovers. And, yeah, there's just kind of a a weird game for sure for Nebraska. And you can't beat Iowa State in Ames, baby, as Jamar Siggins goes for 347, 4 tutties. And how about Kennard Sellers going over 247, 4 touchdowns? Hello, Kennard Sellers, man. Watch out for this man in the Heisman race. He is coming like a Brinks truck, as Colin Bird getting 3 tutties today. Kramer held to 2 catches. That's interesting. And on defense here, TFLs galore, 3 sacks here, and then interceptions for Richie Boots, the SFA player, and Charisma Mukaida. So the SFA defenders getting the better end, getting the better of the Nebraska receivers. And that will do it. 56-28. Iowa is in the driver's seat now in the division, and I am probably going to rank them in the top 10. We love Kennard Sellers in this house, man. He reminds me of Tyrone Cox last year. So, as always, guys, before we get out of here on BearCave, we go through next week's games. So, stick around here for a second while I get my player of the week. Another great BearCave stream. Awesome, Logan. Great win for you. We'll see you later. So let's just make sure every game has been played. Remember, this is our game day coming up. A massive game day there in the SEC. And all games have been simmed. So as we go to week 8, remember, these are the games that we're looking at next week. Buffalo, Pittsburgh. That one's going to be juicy. Unfortunately, can't be on game day. Buffalo's already had a game day. Tennessee, Alabama. Maryland, Wisconsin. Texas, Oklahoma. Oklahoma, obviously, already having a game day right now. Georgia Tech, East Carolina. Georgia Tech's already had their game day. Georgia Southern, App State. There's a lot of juicy games going on as we continue to look through the pile. Northwestern. How about Northwestern? Check out the Instagram if you haven't. I did a post about them yesterday. Their best start in SFA history. 5-0 for the Wildcats. As Tulane is ranked for the first time this season as well. Missouri, West Virginia, Washington, Stanford not having a great year. NC State, North Carolina is an interesting one. Nebraska, Minnesota, both teams kind of having down years. As I think this is really a transitional year here where we're having a lot of turnover in terms of who's on top, who's kind of struggling this year. So it's really fun to see a new era of sorts come out here. Oh baby, Iowa State, TCU, both have already had game days, but that's another massive one. Preview of the Big 12 Championship and a rematch of the Big 12 Championship last year. So these two teams might be on another collision course. All right, so that is all the games, and that will do it here for BearCave. I'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes at the very most as I get everything set up for game day. Thank you guys so much for watching, for supporting the stream, with following, with subscribing on YouTube or anything. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in about 5 to 10 minutes. Peace.